featherweight division fight. In the blue corner, Misael Montivero.
No, estoy perfecto. Big ovation for this young man, the 22-year-old product from Goa Academy, Misael Montivero. Came up short in his professional debut just over 3 years ago, but since then, he's been on a 5-fight win streak that has included 4 finishes, 3 of them being in the first round. Tonight is his first walk since this past December, and the purple belt in jiu-jitsu told us that 2025 has been all about sharpening his already dangerous tools. For someone that young, Jack, to say, you know what, I'm not going to rush back into the cage. I want to be even better, even though I'm on a 5-fight win streak. Once again, it just speaks to the maturity of so many young fighters.
Absolutely. That's like a future champion mentality, you know? I mean, if you're talking, he's 22 years old and he's thinking that way already. You see, he's on a 5-win streak.
Yep.
And he's thinking that way. I think he's, you know, he has a great team and somebody he's doing the right thing.
He is certainly amped up to be in this cage right now.
Corner, Juarez.
As his opponent enters to chants of Misael, it is truly an underground fight club feeling tonight inside the United Fight Center. And speaking of great years, 2025 has been a firestorm of success for Pitbull Thomas Juarez, walking tonight undefeated as a professional, 4-0 with a 100% finish rate, 3 of them being in the first round. And Jag, speaking of young, great fighters, 20 years old, he made his pro debut just 7 months ago. Tonight is already his 5th fight since March. He's not wasting any time.
He's on fire, Johnny. Like, when you're fighting so young and so many fights, he's like, it's just like another training day, you know, it's another training day at the dojo for him. So he's like, I just want to stay busy and continue growing.
He's representing Shogun Fight Club. His base is capoeira, and 2 of his submission victories have been via the rear naked choke, most recent being the guillotine. So very intriguing arsenal for both of these young fighters tonight. As we go back to Nicolas Gaviria.
For the featherweight division fight, from Argentina, representing Team Goa, with a record of 5 victories and 1 loss, weighing 66.7 kilograms, Misael Montivero. In the red corner, from Argentina, representing Team Shogun, with a record of 3 victories and no losses, weighing 65.8 kilograms, Tomás Juarez.
It is live and loud in the United Fight Center right now for Misael Montivero and Pitbull Thomas Juarez. Montivero coming in tonight, 3 knockouts. Juarez coming in with 3 submissions. Juarez says, I like to pressure my opponents from the opening seconds of the fight. Whereas Montivero, if fight footage is any indication, Jag, he likes level changes, he likes to shoot in, so something has to give here.
That's right, he's a wrestler. He says he believes that he can finish this fight anywhere the fight goes. So he felt pretty confident yesterday at the weigh-ins.
And what's even more interesting about Montivero, when he lost his professional debut, he admitted to us yesterday, he said, I didn't even have a gym when I lost my pro debut. I realized how sloppy I was,
oh, wow,
how unprofessional I was, and then he found Goa Academy, and he's been undefeated ever since.
Pitbull started pretty aggressive. I don't think Montivero was expecting that.
That's what he told us he was going to do. Oh, jump the guillotine.
Pitbull jumped the guillotine. Oh, it looks pretty tight, but
both hooks in right now. Oh, nope. He's able to slip out. And now Montivero in the full guard.
Montivero, yep. His posturing, he seems pretty calm here, composed, not going wild, which is smart. Defending trying to defend the arms. What he needs to do here is posture up and try to get out of there or land some ground and pound. There you go.
Nice
Beautiful.
Follows up once again.
And that's what a fighter needs to do. Is like, you know, you punish the fighter. Controlling there.
Looked like he was perhaps going for the triangle briefly, was Juarez.
Still Pitbull fighting from the bottom, you know, throwing punches from the bottom, but he needs to be careful here. Montivero back in the guard. Back in the guard, he needs to posture up and rain down some ground and pound.
That's always the risk you take when you try to jump a guillotine like that. You could put yourself in a rough position.
And now he reversed that, you know, looking for the guillotine and stuff. Oh, he has that locked. Oh!
Speaking of guillotine.
Oh, he still has it locked. He could still finish here. It looks, Johnny.
Now, if you are Juarez, he's able to slip out rather easily, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
Now, trying to transition to the back.
Quarter mount here. Yep, trying to transition into the back, but Montivero defending really, he's pretty high. Pitbull's pretty high on that back. However, in a great position.
For Montivero, it's got to be about consistent movement here, correct?
Montivero needs to explode out of there.
Once again, a little bit too high, not the angle that Juarez would like, but he's staying active here with strikes.
He could try to put in that other hook and scoop himself back to try to flatten out, but it looks like he has that choke here, and it's tight.
Oh, he certainly does. It is tight. The back is arched. How long can Montivero last? We're only halfway to the first round. Oh, he is able to get out briefly, and now Pitbull quickly switches.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, when a rear naked choke, it can be like, it can look like it's in, but it's right on the chin, which also finishes the fight in some fights. It's pretty painful when somebody cross faces with that rear naked choke, with that. But
And
still
Juarez.
looking, Pitbull still looking. Yep,
Wow,
spun out of
incredible.
there. Spun out of there. Great job by Montivero.
Now into full guard.
He looks a little tired though, so he needs to be careful because Pitbull can re-attack.
May have been an eye poke there by Juarez. It looked to me that it was possibly the right hand when Juarez kind of swung up at him. He may have caught him with a finger there. Hopefully not affecting.
Yeah, those eye pokes can be dangerous.
Well, we certainly saw that at UFC 321 in the main event. Very difficult situation there for heavyweight champ Tom Aspinall.
Absolutely. It's such a dangerous thing. I mean, I had, from an eye poke, I got a stroke from that eye poke. From an eye poke. So.
Which is shocking when you hear those words, but yeah, when you get hit in the eye to that extent, there's so many nerves in there. As a physical therapist, you know, I don't want to get fully too deep into it, but it did affect your neurological function.
Correct. And the fight continued. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough spot. So I think he should get, in this situation, you also get like 5 minutes. It's kind of like when you get hit in the groin. They should allow the 5-minute.
Unfortunately, eye pokes are, a consistent issue in this sport, and there hasn't really been a way to curtail it any time in the recent future.
Yeah, it should be a point deduction. It should be a warning.
100%. You see Montivero trying to open that right eye to the best of his ability.
Yeah, it's
and like I said, I
terrible.
don't know if we have a replay of it, but Juarez was on his back, and it looked like he swiped up with his right arm and maybe caught him with the index or middle finger.
It's tough. It's a tough spot.
We certainly want this to continue. I mean, these two fighters are rising stars.
Yeah, you can scratch that retina and just be. It's such a tough thing.
And it's difficult to see in real time. When you look, let's talk about the heavyweight title fight. It didn't look like in live action that Sidogan really had that much. And then when you watch the replay, both eyes got affected.
It was so deep. It was really deep. It was a pretty bad eye poke. And I think it happened a couple of times. It just didn't happen, I think he did it twice. Defending the takedown.
Montivero.
They're going to reposition in the same position, which is inside the guard, kind of open guard.
Correct.
Oh no, it's closed guard.
And we have continued. Let's hope Montivero can have full function
Monte-
of his eye.
Montivero needs to posture up and rain some punches or get out of there and get in a better position. Go into a full mount, go into side control, and create some damage. I mean, what Montivero could do here is put drag Pitbull closer to the cage so that he can be in a bad position with his head stuck to the cage and be in a better position to rain punches. But now, Pitbull, great job getting up and trying to transition to like rebar, omoplata. I'm not, quite sure what. Staying active here.
Now Montivero back into the full guard. Final minute of the first round. Featherweight bout.
Oh, he needs to be careful. Nice side control, landing in side control.
Wonderful transition.
Yeah. He can attack arm triangle. He can go into the mount here. Pitbull being a little wild here. But you got to do what you got to do. I mean, there's some.
Well, Pitbull's used to being the aggressor. He told us flat out, I want to put the pressure on my opponents. And Montivero withstood that early onslaught when he jumped the guillotine. And, the rest of the round has essentially been for Montivero.
It's true. But Pitbull's been pretty active. I mean, he's pretty active.
Oh, he's a tremendous grappler, constant motion.
Grappler, he defended that. Tried to get up. He's always going for staying active with from the bottom. Oh yes, he's still staying active from the bottom, throwing elbows or punches. Excuse me.
But that is exactly the finish that Montivero could have asked for. Got a couple of ground and pound strikes in there to close out the first round.
It's true. It still looked really good for Pitbull.
And Montivero's corner taking a look at that eye, making sure that he's able to have full vision.
Yeah, I wonder if it kind of affected him.
And that's the difficult position to be in when you are a fighter. No fighter ever wants the fight to stop, and you've been in that situation, especially on a spotlight like, you could argue this is the biggest fight for both of their careers. The last thing they want is to walk away without it being finished.
Absolutely, yeah, and you don't think about it when you're in the fight. You just want to fight. You don't want the fight to end like that. So yes, it's a really difficult situation to be in. Yeah, you could see he almost had that rear naked choke, but it was kind of like a crank. Because it was kind of cross-face on the jaw.
It'll be interesting to see what the respective corners said to their fighters, because we know Pitbull was the aggressor in the first round, but Montivero was able to withstand and showed some tremendous grappling throughout that first round. So
let's see, this is...
If Montivero has his way, he's going to make this fight go horizontal once again. Nice calf kick early on by Pitbull.
Oh, nice jab. Yes.
Oh, wait. Possibly a low blow there.
Oh, I didn't see that one either. I just saw that nice jab that went in by Pitbull.
Montivero landed a calf kick moments ago, and perhaps...
I think that was Pitbull that landed that calf kick.
Okay.
Followed by that jab. He connected that.
Let's check out what happened here. And well, he was going for the push kick there and
kind of
perhaps landed a little bit low there.
I mean, I can't talk about that, Johnny, but,
well, I would imagine it never feels good for anyone.
No, front kicks to the chest of, it can drop you. So I can talk about the chest kicks.
Well, Pitbull has recovered, lands a jab.
Nice kick, that low kick by, nice calf kick by Montivero.
And we are seeing some snappy and precise striking by Pitbull, but a nice counter right by Montivero.
Nice calf kick again from Montivero. Look a little tired, their hands are a little low, so. Oh! That one, if it landed, it would have been a dangerous overhand right.
Yeah, we are seeing two very heavy-handed featherweights here as Pitbull charges in with the knee. Montivero, though, takes full advantage and takes him down back into the full guard. And once again, when you take that risk, this could be the end situation. Into the ground and pound goes Montivero, now perhaps trying to transition to the arm triangle, maybe.
I mean, he's in the full guard now, so he needs to either have to transition into the arm triangle. But here don't let him, he shouldn't goes right back into that full guard. He has to get into the half guard or the mount position.
We'll say this for Pitbull, he certainly is not afraid to take his chances.
Not at all, not at all. He stays busy. He needs to, what Pitbull needs to do is try to get up, not just play on his back. He's doing a good job, but I don't think it looks well on the scorecard.
Well, he's got 3 submission victories.
Now he has that arm triangle. Look like going into transitioning into the back. He needs to put that hook in, but he's a little too high on the back.
He's got the left hook in, the right one, like you said, Jag, not exactly the angle he wants, but now repositioning here.
Kind of quarter mount. Yep.
Didn't stay on the back for very long there.
You could see Pitbull breathing a little hard here. Good control, good head control by Montivero. He needs to, keep raining down those punches. Arm triangle setup. What he needs to arm triangle setup, but I think good read there by Pitbull.
And they're both
back in the guard here.
They're both keeping a very hectic pace here.
Yeah, Montivero needs to rain down the punches. He's keeping the pressure. See, Pitbull he had that moment to stand back up. He has to stand it back up.
Pitbull is welcoming him into the full guard to try to perhaps set up a triangle, but...
but I think that for the judges, it looks like Montivero is controlling the fight, and he's there.
And Pitbull told us he feels like he's the better striker, and he has landed some great strikes, but...
He hasn't tried it. He hasn't done anything to work, to stand back up. I know he's comfortable also on his back, but nice.
Montivero able to stay heavy there and keep Juarez down.
Yeah, this is a great position. I mean, it's tough when you have a wrestler on top putting pressure on you. That's why when you get that chance to get up, that's your moment to explode and try to get up when you're fighting someone like Montivero with lots of pressure.
Tremendous slice there by Montivero. That is locked in. Not exactly the angle that he would want. And now, though,
it's deep. It's so deep. That's
and that'll do it. Misael Montivero.
Beautiful transition from Montivero.
It absolutely was. Locks in the rear naked choke and moves to 6-1 as a professional, and giving the Pitbull Thomas Juarez his first professional loss. What a moment for the 22-year-old from Goa Academy. This was such a competitive fight from the opening moments. And Jag, this was a fight of perseverance for Misael Montivero. Pitbull is such an aggressor. He wants to dictate the pace. Montivero stayed patient, especially in that second round. And when he was able to transition to the back, slice that left arm in, and that was the beginning of the end.
He put the hooks in, and I was going to say, one of my former coaches, Dean Thomas, he would always say, you can put in that rear naked choke without having the hooks in, and that's what he did in the beginning, and then you saw him transition and put the hooks in at the end.
And then he arched his back.
Correct.
And that was nothing that Pitbull could do as we go for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the second round, 4 minutes and 20 seconds, by submission of rear naked choke, the winner, Misael Montivero.
Montivero scores his second submission victory of his career. His 5th finish in 6 victories as we go to Mariano Morera.